start on our back this morning. So you can lay back, however it is you feel like it's comfortable for you. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. And just kind of take a moment here and acclimate yourself to the floor. I'm trying to find the light here. Is that okay? Good. Not so bright then. So as you become aware of your body on the floor, just start to tune into the waves of your breath. So noticing the inhalation, just try to make the inhalation as abundant as you can, feeling the belly expand and the chest rise. And then as you exhale out through your nose, just notice your body relax a little bit more into the floor. Working to move the breath out, kind of like bringing a sponge out. And then again, inhaling and being as expansive as you can. Noticing when you come to the peak of that inhalation, and then welcoming in the exhalation. As we breathe, it's really this just perfect exchange. We take in oxygen and we release out carbon dioxide. But we can only take in as much oxygen as we release out carbon dioxide. So the science of breathing is very specific. And if we're not emptying our lungs fully and completely, it's like leaving a sponge sit on your sink and never quite bringing it out completely after every use. Yeah, right. So see if you can really pay attention, be diligent about a full inhalation. Yes, expansive in your breath, but then a full exhalation. About 2 or 3 more rounds of breath. Again, full inhalation. Be as expansive as you can. And full exhalation. Now, in being aware of your breathing, with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. So if they're not, I want you to adjust yourself there. So knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Upper back broad, neck and head are in a comfortable position. Let's start to move the body with the breath. So on the inhalation, this is called pelvic tilt. As you inhale, arc the lower back, the small of the back, away from the mat. This is not you lifting your hips. This is you with a pretend needle behind your lower lumbar on the floor, and you're arcing away from it. And then as you exhale, press the needle down into the floor with your lower back. Your tailbone's going to turn up, and your belly's going to sink into your spine. And then let's repeat that again. Inhale, arc the lower back, so you're arcing away like there's an ice cube behind you. Shoulders stay relaxed, tailbone and hips stay on the floor. And then exhale, lower back into the floor, pressing it completely into the mat without squeezing your glutes. And then again, inhale, arc the back, breathe in, open your lungs, be expansive in your breath. Exhale, press your feet into the mat as you press your lower back into the floor, and belly deflates into your back body. Inhale, arc the back. Just as much as you can, create movement. And then exhale, lower back into the floor. Feet pressed into the mat, belly moves into the spine. Now let's add the arms into it. When you inhale and arc your back, reach your arms alongside your ears across the floor. So you're going to arc now and reach from your fingertips, reaching above you alongside the ears to your tailbone, pressing into the floor, to your lower back arcing. And then exhale, lower back into the mat, arms down to your sides, feet press into the mat, lower back into the floor. This is called pelvic tilting. Inhale, arc the back, reach the arms overhead, extend And then as you exhale, lower back into the floor, arms down to your sides, feet press into the back. Let's do that again. Inhale, arc, reach, stretch, breathe. Exhale, press, release, compress. And so just continue with that cycle. Inhale when you arc the back, so your lower lumbar is arcing away from the floor. Exaggerate the movement. And then once that breath is complete, exhale. Lower back presses into the floor. If you had a bowl of water on the table, you're just sloshing the water. That bowl is your pelvis from one end to the other, tipping it. So inhale, arc your back, move your spine, move your body. You might feel a little stiff this morning doing this, and your brain might be like, oh, I'm not going to really do this a whole lot. That's the problem. You're not moving enough. And so let's move in the right ways this morning. This might start to loosen some things. You might notice some stiffness. Sometimes it feels a little sharp if the lower back and sacrum are real stiff. So we're going to do about 5 or 6 more. Again, inhale when you arc and reach. Try to stay the full length of the inhale and stretch. And then as you exhale, arms start to drop down, lower back into the floor, feet press into the earth, tailbone turns up. Just feeling the connectedness or maybe disconnect in the body. This is just an observation, practice of awareness. So one more for yourself. And then exhale, knees into the chest, arms wrap around the legs. Hug your shins and knees in towards your belly. Compress. Massage the digestive system. Awesome. And then feet drop back to the floor again. Think about your feet being kind of like a hip's distance. So more than likely you probably need them just a hair more narrow. They're not going to touch. Arms are at your sides, and you should not be able to touch your heels with your fingertips. So your heels are a comfortable distance away. They probably feel kind of like they're underneath your knees more or less right now. All right, on the exhalation, tip your lower back into the floor and feel all 4 corners of your feet press into the mat. Now keep breathing and roll your spine up off the floor. So hips are going to lift, spine is going to lift, lower rib cage is going to lift until you're in what we call bridge pose. So lower body, kind of to that shoulder blade area is going to all pick up. Chin is staying at the chest now. Rock to your right shoulder and tuck your left shoulder under. And then rock to your left shoulder and kind of tuck your right shoulder under. Maybe lace the fingers together or press the arms just into the floor. So we have what we call a shoulder bridge. And that tucking of your shoulders, kind of like you grab your arms behind and stretch your chest open, is creating a little pedestal for your upper body to rest on. So you're not balancing on your neck right now. You're actually sitting on your shoulder shelf and then the back of the head. That's really important. The neck is not a point of pressure here. Think about tipping your tailbone up towards the knee joints and pressing down through the balls of the feet, not just the heels. So create a full connection with your foot. Allow the knees to slightly come towards each other as you breathe vibrantly into the ribs. So inhale, try to be as expansive in your lungs as you can. There's muscles between every single one of those ribs. I don't care if your hips are an inch off the floor or 10 inches up off the floor. I like using the word consistent. How can I be consistent through my practice this morning? Let the chin relax towards the chest, stimulating the thyroid, waking up the throat. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. Again, relax the chin to the chest, face and eyes are soft. Feet are anchored into the floor. breath. Last one. Now inhale, lift your heels high off the floor like a high-heeled shoe and unwiggle your shoulders. Release your hands and roll your spine down into the mat one vertebrae at a time, top to bottom. Try to roll through that lower back the best that you can. Once your hips hit the mat, drop your heels, reach your arms overhead, arc the back, anterior tilt, so you're reaching, stretching, expanding. And then exhale, knees into your chest. Compress the legs to the belly. This time curl up, soft shoulders, nose to knees. So bring your nose to your knees and your knees to your nose. Literally try to eggshell your body. And then release the head, release the feet, release your body. Awesome. Turn to one side and bring yourself up to a tabletop position. So we're going to come up to tabletop, hands and knees. So you can face forward is perfect. All right, so hands and knees in tabletop position. Extend your left leg back, and you're just going to press the ball of the foot onto the floor. So left leg goes back, ball of the foot on the floor. Square your hips now. So that means that your knee and your thigh muscle on that straight leg are pointing towards the floor. Press into the heel of the straight leg using the strength of your arms. So I'm going to push my arms into the mat as I press my back heel away from me. Keeping the hips square, keeping the back body broad. Let's hold here. 3, 2, 1. Now keep pushing into that straight leg's heel and take your bent knee and pull it into the chest and then pull your nose to your knee and hold that. Let's go. 3, 2, and 1. Set the knee back down. Lengthen the spine back out and slowly float the back leg now just a couple inches off the floor. Keeping the hips square, pull the belly up and into the back. So we can only lift the leg as high as we can keep the core supportive of that leg extension. All right, nice deep breath in here. Try taking the opposite arm either out to T or alongside the ear for a little stretching cat, a little balance here. Pressing away from the floor with the base arm. Now here's the challenge. I'm sorry, your arm's not there. Here's the challenge. This is about traction. So as you push your back foot behind you, flex your foot, reach through your heel. I want you to extend through the crown of your head and your hand forward or out to T. Imagine being pulled in 2 different directions. Let's go. 3. Draw the shoulders back. 2. And 1. Limbs down slow. Bend your elbows. Fingertips wide. Curl your toes under. Inhale, cow's pose. Drop the belly. Look up under the eyelids. Now stay here for just a moment or two. I want you to think about pulling back with the hands. So there's traction. I'm pulling the hands back to pull my sternum forward towards the front of the room. As you exhale, drag your tailbone between your legs. So I'm tucking my tailbone, pulling up on my belly, broadening my back, and now lean towards your heels. Try to stretch the entire spine. As you inhale, bend your elbows, go under the imaginary fence and through the imaginary hole in the wall, back into cow's pose. Pull back on your hands to stretch your front ribs, and then exhale, think about it. Tailbone starts first. I'm tucking it under, I'm pulling up through my belly, rounding out through my back, but then you're gonna lean back towards your heels a little bit too, so you can get more than just the mid-back. So I call this the uncat cow for those of you who are familiar with yoga. All right, again, inhale, bend your elbows, go under the imaginary fence, through the hole in the wall, pull back on your hands, try opening your sitting bones. Those are those bony protrusions on each side of your tailbone. Spread those. Exhale, tailbone tucks, belly pulls up, back body broadens like a scared cat on Halloween. Lean back. And then slide right back into tabletop. Awesome, hands and knees, let's stretch back with the opposite leg. So right leg stretches back, ball of the foot on the floor, push into the heel. Now the tighter my outer leg line is on that straight leg, you're gonna notice your hip rolling open. I want you to try to square that hip down. So the front hip bones are facing the floor. Your thigh muscle and knee are facing the floor as you push into the heel. Now use your arm strength, press into your arms, breathe. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Keep that pressure, pick the knee off the floor. And now curl your nose to your knees. Hold it 3. Hold it 2. Hold it 1. Set the knee down. Re-lengthen the body. Lift the back leg up a couple of inches. Even if it's barely off the floor, I'm okay with that. Where can you be the most steady and stable? Now notice how your body weight feels even between your arms. As you choose to lift the opposite arm off the floor, I want you to try not to throw your body weight into your shoulder, okay? So how can I pick that arm up without loading my opposite shoulder? Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And each side might be different. Stretch. Try to touch the back wall with your foot, your heel, and the front wall with your crown, your fingertips. Hold 3. Hold 2. Hold 1 down slow. Back into cow's pose. Bend your elbows, arc your back, look up, pull back on your hands. Exhale, drag the tail between the legs. Round out your spine, but then lean back. Add that last little piece. Inhale, bend your elbows, go under the fence, through the hole in the wall. Pull back on your hands. I'm a big fan of bent elbows for this position, because if you straighten your arms and you have tight shoulders, you lock out that openness. So I want you to feel open in the chest. Exhale, drag your tail between your legs, lean back. Move what you can. Liberate what's available. Last time, inhale, arc the back, go through the hole in the wall. And then right back into tabletop. Awesome. All right, from your tabletop position, taking that left hand, you're going to anchor the left arm to the floor. I'm going to turn away from you. So left arm's going to come up towards the sky and try to open your body as much as you can. Push through your bottom arm. You're like, hello, waist, why don't you rotate? And then exhale, set that arm down. Let's try the same thing on the opposite side. Inhale, press. So my base arm is doing a lot of work to try to help open me up. Exhale, lower that arm down. All right, now this time, I want you to extend back the right leg. So right leg extends back. You're going to open the left arm again. So inhale, now open your left arm. Rotate. It's a little bit easier now because now that psoas is lengthened. Push through the heel of the straight leg as you push through the base arm. Now the fold of that bottom arm's elbow is pointing towards me, okay? So that arm can rotate. I want the fold of the bottom elbow to face forward. As you try to open and stack your shoulders, like a penny could slide right down your back. If you're looking up, where is your chin? Bring it right to the shoulder. If you're looking down, where is your chin? Bring it right to the shoulder. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to take that top arm. I'm going to go away from you here. We're going to thread our needle. Coming down onto the shoulder side of the head, you're moving towards the straight leg. So when you rotate, that bottom arm can just rest on the floor. Totally okay. The leg that's straight, you're pushing into the heel to help lengthen out your back and spine. And then use the palm that's flat on the floor to kind of press your torso open just a little bit more, see what happens. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Steady on the next in-breath. See if you can come back up. Inhale, unwind, bottom arm becomes the top arm again. Open it all the way back up, reach and breathe. Strong, straight leg. Find the shoulder with the chin. Exhale, set that arm back down. Back leg tucks in. Let's do the opposite side. Stretch it back. Reaching through the heel long, body is nice and long. Opposite arm, right arm comes to the sky. Open it up. Try to stack your shoulders. Can you bring that top shoulder back just a little bit more? Not the hand, think about the shoulder. Can you push through the bottom arm just a little bit more? Create as much space as you can. See, the arms aren't the problem. It's what's going on in between the shoulders and the upper body. exhale, thread your needle. Come down, forward, and through. As far as you can, rest the side of the head the best that you can onto the floor. If you have anything to prop the head with, feel free. We're limited in props this morning. Keep pushing through the heel of the straight leg. Push it back and square the hip of that straight leg down. That means the thigh is rolling towards the floor. Now use your base hand and press yourself open, almost like you're going to roll onto your back, but your hips are not going to come with. Where's your breath? Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. This isn't about what we can't do. This is about awakening our body. All right, press strong into the base arm, unwind. Bottom arm goes all the way back up to the sky. Find your chin to your shoulder, stretch it open. Hold. Exhale, arm to the floor, knee to the mat. Awesome. All right, curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Lift the knees, lift the hips. Now if you're not comfortable with downward facing dog, drop it into devotional. Drop the knees to the mat, sit back on your heels, forehead towards the floor. But while in your dog pose, stretch your hands out as wide as you can. Really open the palm. Think about a bird on a branch. They use their entire foot to grip the branch. And as you feel your hips high, if your hamstrings are starting to take over, you're like, ooh, tight hamstrings, tight calves, give a little bend to the knees. And as you give that little bit of a bend to the knees, you're going to find your spine can stretch a little bit further back, which is what we want. Inhale through the nose, press long through the arms without walking the hands closer to the feet. Exhale, knees to the floor. Sit back towards your heels, devotional Bhaktasana. Reach the arms forward. Relax the head down. Hips may or may not hit the heels. Now that's not the goal. Your hips, knees, and ankles might not be set up to touch. They may never touch, and that's okay. Inhale, rise into a tabletop. Right leg steps forward. So right leg's in a step forward. Foot is flat to the mat. So remember, it might not be just one step. You might have to scooch the foot a little bit more forward so that foot can be completely flat. Now uncurl the back toes. Relax that foot right behind you. Now roll up slow. We're going to come into deep lunge. Now if that back knee is uncomfortable, I know this is concrete, fold your mat and give yourself an extra cushion for that knee joint. All right, hands to the hips. Let's try to square the hips forward. The tighter my hip flexor and my quad are, the more the hips are going to be pulled on an angle, okay? So if I'm facing you, it's going to look kind of like this, okay? I want you to roll your thigh muscle down and this little fold in the hip. It's actually a nice little pocket for your hand to roll that hip down. So it's kind of like a jab. Bring that hip up. As you try to, the best that your body will let you this morning, level and square. Walk your front foot a little bit more forward than the knee. Feel that front foot push down into the floor, keeping the hips square and your belly strong. Slowly think about lunging. And as you lunge, where people go wrong in a lunge is they just go all as far as they can go. I don't want you to do that. I want you to try to stay square and lunge into your really tight parts of your hip. So if you're like, whew, all right, that is tight, I feel that pull. Push strong into the front leg. That calf and hamstring should be working really hard. The glutes should be working really hard. That stretch should stay in the hip flexor. It should not be in the lower back. And then extend your arms up overhead. So since our left leg is the back leg, I actually want you to grab the left wrist and draw it up a little bit longer. So we have the super long line. Awesome. Now this might be too much for you. Hands at heart, hands at the hips. The arms are just an accessory you do not have to use this morning. Inhale through the nose, push strong into the front leg. Exhale through the nose. This is called deep lunge. If your arms are overhead, try bringing them back behind the ears. Let's go 4. You got this. 3. really tall with the spine. 2 and 1. Arms down slow. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee. Let's step back, down dog, towards emotional. So hands come wide. Bend and straighten the knees a few times. Let the legs acclimate. Breathe. Tongue off the roof of the mouth. Where's your breathing? Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Coming to the mat is like a decoding in our head. What our body is used to, what it's comfortable with, but what it's capable of might be very different. It might be more. Exhale, knees to the floor. Inhale, step forward now with your left foot or your opposite leg. Now feet are hips distance, so if you look at your front heel and your back knee, they should be hips distance. They're not in line with each other, so you're doing the opposite leg. And you might have a tighter side too, you might have a tighter groin. Let's try to square the hips forward and try to level the hips the best that we can. Yeah, definitely remember, pad that knee if you need to. I'm pushing into my front leg to create resistance for me. So start with the front heel just a hair forward of the knee, not by much. All right, belly stay strong. As you lunge, the upper body isn't going to change. So I'm just lunging forward to create a deeper stretch through the groin of the back leg. Push into the front leg. So here's me doing nothing with my front leg, and all I'm going to do is push into that front leg. I want you to have that front leg supercharged. Push down. Hips stay square. Body stays tall. If you're choosing to bring your arms up overhead, grab the wrist of the back leg. So turn the palm up, grab the wrist, and lengthen. Just a little bit extra encouragement. So bring this foot all the way up here. Same thing, bring this foot. There you go. Think about that front leg being so strong that if I would say stand up, you would be able to push into that leg. Breathe. Body temperature might be rising at this point, so just a nice calm breathing. Let's go 2 and 1. Exhale, arms down slow. Curl the back toes under, lift the knee. Let's try that down dog again. Fingertips nice and wide. And just bend the knees a few times, pushing into the heels and then re-lengthen the legs. Let's just do that 3 times. Bend the knees, lengthen the legs. Last time, bend the knees, and lengthen the legs. All right, hands walk back towards the feet. It's called a primal movement. So bring it back, bring it back. Notice if that was easy and comfortable or challenging, and just be aware of your body. Standing forward bend. Inhale, look out across your mat. Let's walk it back out into plank. So one hand walks you out at a time. And straighten out your body, crown to heels. Wrists are going to be underneath the shoulders. Kneeling plank is a perfect option. All it is you shortening the distance between your hands and the next point of connection on the floor. That's it. So as you broaden your back, your wrists are right under the shoulders. Your hip bones, which are right where like a pair of pants would sit, those front hip bones are tipping into your belly. So it almost feels like your tailbone is tucking. Awesome. Just now walk your hands more forward. Keep going, you're doing great. Now don't move your feet, but shift your whole body. You're just gonna shift forward. Yeah, there we go. Let's go 4. You got this, press away from the floor. 3. Let's go 2. And 1, knees to the mat, sit back on your heels, forehead towards the floor, breathe out. Inhale, rise up at the tabletop. Step your left foot forward. So left foot comes forward. Now the knee is going to sit right on top of the ankle. The foot is totally flat to the mat. The back knee is going to be right underneath the hip. So pretty much 90-degree angle. Ankle, knee, and kind of hip, and then knee and hip. Awesome. Right hand to the floor, about a shoulder's distance with that foot, okay? So we're not right next to it, we're about shoulder's distance. You can always adjust that. All right, push away from the floor with the base hand. Your left hand goes right on your left thigh. Nice deep breath in here. Push into your thigh like a jack and rotate your spine like your back is coming up against the wall. Where's your chin? Find your shoulder again, and then extend your free arm towards the sky. So you're pushing with your bottom arm, push away, push away, push away, and rotating in your rib cage, rotating in your spine. Now, if you feel like that bottom arm almost organically wants to be a little closer to the leg, go for it. If you feel like it needs to be a little bit farther, that's fine. What I want you to try not to feel like is that shoulder is jetting in towards the knee. So it's no longer underneath the wrist. So adjust your wrist if that's happening. Nice deep breath in here. Nice deep breath out. If it's uncomfortable to look up, remember, you got the floor. Exhale, lower that arm down. Step back with the front foot. Let's switch legs. We're going to kind of build here. Right foot to the floor. Left hand to the mat. Open the hand wide. Remember, this is extension on the wrist. So if your wrist is like, ooh, this is challenging, that's why you probably don't do it enough. So lengthen through the wrist. Right hand onto the thigh, there's your jack. Nice deep breath in. Push into your thigh with your hand and rotate your spine. Eventually, if you choose, take your top arm and reach it up to the sky. Keep pushing through your bottom arm though, okay? Keep pushing away. If you ever sat on a bar stool before, how you kind of plunk your body down on the bar stool, I don't want you to do that with your bottom arm and shoulder. Push off the bar stool while keeping your palm pushing into the floor. Awesome. Find your chin with your shoulder, either shoulder. Let's go 4. Expansive. 3, 2, and on your exhalation, arm drops down, front leg drags back. 3 rounds of cat-cow. Bend your elbows. Inhale, arc your back. Look up. Exhale, tailbone drags through. Round your back, lean towards your heels, open your spine. Inhale, go under the fence, through the hole in the wall, pull back on your hands. Exhale, tailbone initiates. Round it as you lean back, breathe. And then inhale, slide back into tabletop. All right, left leg steps forward again. Back knee is under its hip. This time I want you to roll the back toes under. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the thigh. Let's move into that revolve lateral angle variation again. So I'm turning, rotating, opening, really pushing strong through the bottom arm. Top arm maybe comes to the sky. Remember, chin finds the shoulder, either one. Now I can stay here, or I'm going to, with those back toes roll under, try to lift the knee just barely off the floor. So now we're starting to ask a little bit more of our body. Try to keep more of your body weight in your legs rather than loaded on that bottom arm. Just barely off the floor. Let's go 4, you got this. 3, keep breathing. 2, and 1, knee comes down, exhale, hand comes down, step the foot back. 1 round of cat-cow just to even us out. Inhale. Exhale, lean back, stretch. And slide it back into tabletop. Awesome, right leg comes forward. Left hand to the floor. Roll the back toes under. Hand onto thigh. Push and rotate. Find the chin with the shoulder. Extend the top arm if you choose. And remember that bottom arm, like 20% of your body weight, 10 is even better. If you're ready to, if you choose to, just barely lift the back knee. So I want you to resist straightening the back leg. Because I want you to try to stay with the small muscles. So just barely lift that back knee off the floor. Hug your body together like a sandwich. Inner front thigh to chest, chest to inner front thigh. Push through the bottom arm. You got this. Let's go 5. 4. 3, 2, and 1. one, knee comes down, exhale, arm comes down. Step the front leg back. This time down dog or devotional. Lift the knees, relax the head, breathe. Let your focus in down dog be maximum length in the spine. Hamstrings are secondary. So if your legs are still feeling really tight and taking over, bend your knees a little. And press the heels even with bent knees. On the next exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. Again, that frontal movement. Find your body weight, rock it forward, rock it back. Just notice how that changes the relationship with your hamstrings and gravity. Breathe. And now slowly bend your knees, take a seat on the mat. As you take that seat on the mat, you can just sit cross-legged facing me, that's just fine. And from that cross-legged position, just nice and tall with the body, arms extend out to T. Actually, you know what, let's turn side. Maybe let's turn sideways. I'll sit over here. All right. So arms open to T. There we go, that's better. All right, arms open up to T. And now on the exhalation, drop your left arm to the floor. So left arm's gonna come to the floor. Relax your left elbow, bend it. Right arm comes to the sky, side bend. If you look at your top hand, turn your palm to face me. So your palm is gonna face me. And then bring the arm alongside the ear and try to reach towards me as much as you can, keeping your hips on the floor. So that hip does not get to come up off the mat. It's like untucking your shirt if it was tucked in too tight. So reach, 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 relax your bottom elbow, bend the bottom elbow. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. And then inhale, float back up, arms come to T. Exhale, try the opposite side. So arm drops down, bend the elbow, relax the shoulder. Top arm reaches to the sky at a minimum. Otherwise, turn your palm to face the stairway. And bring your arm alongside your ear, keeping the hip closest to me on the floor. So you only get to side bend as much as that hip can stay down. This is about feeling something. This isn't about I have a goal, I have to be my body at this place. This is can I feel length and openness on my side body, maybe through my shoulder, maybe into my hip. The answer is yes, you're there. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, drop your arms down. Bottoms of the feet together, we call this bound angle. Now, rule of thumb in bound angle, if you have tender knees in bound angle, push your heels as far forward as you need to in order to alleviate that knee tension. And that's usually your reaction of tight hips, so you can kind of work with that as need be. Inhale, nice and tall, up through the crown of the head, really lengthen. As you exhale, try hinging from the hip forward. The goal isn't to get your nose to your knees. The goal is to lengthen the crown of your head forward as far as you can as you draw the shoulders back. So nice open chest. Maybe the elbows press on your inner thighs and draw them down. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Again, that relationship. Am I feeling something? What is my experience? The goal is not the floor. Just as much as tightness can be a challenge, hypermobility can also be equally as much of a challenge. You may not feel like you can go very far, but what about the person that goes too far? So feel and breathe. Inhale, slowly rise. Legs come together. You can turn to face me again. Let's come onto our back. So lay yourself back nice and slow. Once on your back, knees into the chest, just a nice acclimating position. Give yourself a nice hug. Maybe rock on your back a little bit. Just re-massage the sacrum. Now set your feet to the floor. So your feet are about hips distance again. Your heels are far enough away that you can't touch your heels with your fingertips, but they're close enough that your knee kind of feels like it's maybe over the ankle, more or less, somewhere around there. All right, all four corners of your feet feel like they press into the floor. So make that mental connection. Feel your feet into the mat. As you exhale, lower back tips into the floor. So press your lower back into the mat and roll yourself off the floor again, bridge pose. So hips lift, lower back lifts, lower ribs lift, chin to the chest. Now scoot your shoulders together like you're pinching them against the spine. Rock one direction, tuck, rock the other direction, tuck. And then try to clasp fingertips, or maybe grab the edges of your mat, or if you have something laying nearby that you want to grab hold of, that's fine. Press your arms into the floor as your hips lift a little higher. Push down through your big toe and the inside of the heel more than the outside edge. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So as you breathe, I want you to exaggerate how expansive you can make your lungs. Inhaling. And as you exhale, push even more into the feet. Tailbone turns up between the thighs. So bridge is a huge heart opening pose, opening the chest, exposing the heart center. So that breath is absolutely vital. Two more breaths. Last breath. Now inhale, lift your heels high off the floor. Release your fingers and then wiggle your shoulders. Roll your spine down one vertebrae at a time. So can you just articulate the back down the best that your body will let you today. Knees into the chest. Give yourself either a nice hug or just rock on the sacrum. The sacrum is a lot like piano keys. If one is sticky, the song doesn't sound right. So when our sacrum, one side is sticky, the body doesn't feel quite right. So just even out those piano keys. As you honor the sacrum, honor your body, thank yourself for coming to practice this morning. Just slowly now extend one leg at a time. Right leg to the right corner of the mat, left leg to the left corner of the mat. Once your legs are extended, reach your arms overhead, maybe tickle the feet of the person above you. And just reach fingertips to toes. Arc your back, again, as expansive as you can. Shoulders relax down, arms released. Find your arms in a place that best serves you this morning. So at your sides or overhead, whatever feels appropriate. Let your legs completely roll open. Maybe just for a moment, try to touch the floor with your pinky toe. And then relax your legs. One last breath, deep breath in through the nose, and an audible sigh through the mouth. Swallow to clear the throat. Let the eyes relax. And if this is not something that you're used to, give yourself permission right now for the next few minutes to just rest on the floor, to be still. This is the final pose of yoga. We call it Shavasana, or relaxation. It's where your body fully reflects, absorbs, and responds to what you've just done. This is why you sleep at night. And so breathe. wanders away on thought. Just bring yourself back to your breath and your body on the floor. Like guiding a child by the hand. On your next inhalation, reach your arms overhead, stretch through your toes, lengthen your body. You've ever seen a baby stretching in a crib? It's like, don't disturb them, stretch, expand. This is how your body bridges the gap between movement and you having just rested still on the floor. Slowly, one knee at a time, into the chest, give yourself a nice hug, appreciating gratitude for the fact that your body was able to get down on the floor, move today, breathe today, expand today. And then finally rolling off to your right, the side of the sun, appreciating this absolutely gorgeous day that we can all be here together. And then hands come to the heart, thumbs touch the heart center, gently bow the head. Offer gratitude for your practice this morning. Offer gratitude for Karen and opening up her beautiful home and all the knowledge of everybody that is sharing such amazing gifts and talents today. The people that surround you. And so just extend that gratitude beyond your mat. And at the end of practice, we always share a salutation, and the word is namaste. It's a Sanskrit word. It means the light and the sweetness in me bows to the light and the sweetness in you. And so thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your effort this morning. From my heart to yours, from my soul to yours, namaste. Namaste. Have an awesome